This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Rachel Ball over Zoom. Rachel, how are you?
I'm really, really good, thank you. Really, really well.
That's good to hear. Now, obviously, you're in the bubble now. You've been there for probably just close to 24 hours, if not a bit longer. How have you found the experience?
I've loved it so far. It was a little bit daunting initially, I think, because I was just like that worried about packing everything, because it's like packing for a summer holiday and a boxing fight and taking a week's worth of meals with you as well. So it's, you don't want to forget things. So it was a bit overwhelming and a bit stressful. But once I'm here, I've just relaxed and it's just been lovely. And everyone's really, really friendly, very helpful. So, yeah.
What was the experience like waiting for your test results? Was you a little nervous? Was you there thinking, is something going to come back negative or positive rather?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you just never know. I knew I didn't have any symptoms, and I have been careful in terms of, my contact with other people and washing my hands and things like that. But you still never know, do you? So it was good to know that I was free of COVID.
It's been probably a little over a month or so since we last spoke over Zoom once again back then. Since then, how have you found kind of this past month with regards to your camp and with lockdown restrictions being eased? I imagine it would have made life a lot easier for you with regards to finishing off that last month.
You know what, even with a global pandemic, I've had the best camp of my life, I think, because I had a month or so of just kind of ticking over and having a lot of time at home, a lot of time to rest. And then I've just been catapulted into full training, and it's been great having that bit of a rest for me, and it's been a lot easier. I've been able to get here, there and everywhere for sparring because I can just leave work at home and go straight away. So it's been brilliant. It's been the best camp of my life somehow. But yeah, it's worked.
This will obviously be a very different fight week to what you're used to and what you'd have gone through previously. But how do you feel about the experience of kind of tapering down, getting rid of those last 2 or 3 pounds or whatever you've still got to just get off before Friday night, knowing there's a different kind of structure behind being able to go to the gym and what have you?
Yeah, it's no problem for me. I think in lockdown, I've had to be very creative and dynamic with how I've worked out, even just running up and down the stairs, doing loads of HIIT training in my front room and things like that. So it's not something new to me to change my routine of how I would usually be at home training. And weight's not a problem for me at all this week. I haven't got that concern. So it's all good. It's all good here. I'm feeling great.
Let's touch on those fights. The fight that you're getting ready for against Shannon Courtenay. Did an interview with Shannon probably about an hour or so ago, and she said she's been living in your head rent-free for the past year. Just kind of your thoughts on that.
So my thoughts on that is that we've got a very, very small pool of women in the UK who are pro boxers. And if you didn't know that I existed, what kind of advocate are you for women's boxing if you don't even know who's around in your way? Like, do you just rely on foreigners? And it just makes her sound like she's up her own arse, to be honest with you. I think it's, I knew that she was about, because I do actively look to about which women fighters are around in the country. It's important to know so that we can support each other and promote one another. So it's a bit of a stupid statement, really. I've heard that she said that before, but whatever, yeah.
What should we expect from a pay-per-view come Friday night when you're in the ring, especially on the back of a brilliant fight between Terry Harper and Tasha Jonas this past weekend? You've got Taylor Pursuit next weekend. Some brilliant fights there for women's boxing. But what should we expect between you two?
An explosive fight, but with me dominating it.
Rachel, I appreciate your time. We'll leave that there now. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
No worries, thank you.